Welcome to a Telltale Books video. I'm Greg, and I'm continuing my Arthur C. Clarke series with his eighth published story titled Loophole. Now, it's interesting that the seventh published story of his was still just published in a fanzine. It was titled Wacky, and that was published in July of 1942. And then there was a 4-year break, which probably coincides with World War II and military service. So it does kind of make sense. But when he came back to publishing, he published professionally. Loophole being the first, and it was published in John W. Campbell's Astounding Science Fiction for April 1946. I, of course, have that story in my collected stories of Arthur C. Clarke, a really excellent book. You'll have to find it used. It's not currently in print, but it won't cost you all that much. And I found it very easy to get a hold of a really high quality copy for not a whole lot of money. So good one to look up. But I've read this story a long time ago in Arthur C. Clarke's collection, Expedition to Earth. I had both of those when I was young and read the story there. It's also in, among other places, it's in the Great SF Stories, Volume 8, 1946, edited by Isaac Asimov and Martin H. Greenberg. And it's in First Flight, Maiden Voyages in Space and Time, edited by Damon Knight, which was a Lancer paperback in 1963. And I have a copy of that. Aside from that, of course, you can find the April 1946 Astounding. I don't have it, but it's out there. You can also get that issue as a PDF for free online. So what's Loophole about? It's just a short story. It starts out from the point of view of the Martians, and the whole story is like not exactly letters, but official reports going back and forth. Even the part where it's the Martians communicating, and they notice that man has developed the atomic bomb, and they know that man on Earth tends to like to start wars, has a fighting spirit. So they take steps to confine man to Earth, keep him from going into outer space, and keep man from developing rocketry. Okay, so that human beings won't ever develop the rockets necessary to send an atomic warhead to Mars and blow up people on Mars. They think this is what they need to keep themselves safe. But that was not a good idea, and things didn't go quite the way the Martians hoped it would. The ending is ironic. I won't spoil it for you, but it's got a very good ending, almost a Twilight Zone ending, but not quite. Um, Obviously, published in 1946, right after the first atomic bombs were dropped. That sets your expectations of where the knowledge of nuclear war stands and atomic technology. It's a favorite of Clarke's, but it's a very short story. It was his first professional sale, so he wasn't a seasoned writer yet. But it's definitely a good golden age science fiction story. It certainly fits into John Campbell's own philosophies. Certainly works well as a John W. Campbell type story. And it's enjoyable. Too short to have a lot of world building or characterization or anything like that. It's one of those stories that's so short, all you can do is get to the point, and the point is all the story is about. Doesn't need to have anything else to it. So it's worth a read. If you like Arthur C. Clarke, you should check it out. If you like Golden Age science fiction, you should check it out. If you like the kinds of stories I've been talking a lot about, mostly from the 1950s, that have that kind of twist ending. If you like that sort of thing, this is an excellent example. And so you should seek it out and read it. It's a good story. It's not a top tale. It's not a great story, in my opinion. Obviously, a lot of people do think it's a great story because it has been reprinted so much, and it's in the great SF stories. So once again, Asimov and Greenberg thought it was a great science fiction story. I feel close, but not quite. So have you read Loophole? A lot of people have, I'm pretty sure. This is one of his most famous stories. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments about Loophole and Arthur C. Clarke. And hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on back for more Arthur C. Clarke and all the other authors I'm going to be talking about. I'll be here doing it.